So from chapter 3 of the 39 steps, which is on page 14, I've kind of circled and highlighted these keywords. Now what I want you guys to do is to write down these keywords in your class log now. So let's go over some of the words you see here. The first word is fine. Second word is certain and uncertain. So we count this as 2 words. So there are 15 vocabularies in total. Number 3, carriage. Number 4, more. Number 5, stream. Number 6, sheepdog. 7, servant. 8, bark. 9, desert. 10, gratefully. 11, lisp. 12, fortnight. 13, advice. And 14, whistle. And of course 15 is this word over here, uncertain. So what are we supposed to do? Well, after you've written them down, this is what we're going to do. I'd like you guys to go on to Google online thesaurus. So don't look up dictionary. You need to look up the word thesaurus. And for each word, I'd like you guys to try to look up words on the thesaurus, because I know most of you probably have never heard of a thesaurus and probably have no idea how to actually use this as a tool for writing. So basically, for example, the first word, fine, right? So I'm using the real thesaurus, like a book-sized thesaurus. Now, if you have one of this at home, you can use it. If you don't, obviously just use Google to help you. So, fine. Let's see. Fine. F-I-N-E. So you find the word, okay, and it says S-Y-M. What does S-Y-N stand for? It stands for synonym, which means 同义字. And it'll say penalty, damage, forfeit. Okay. Now there's also another one over here. It says make, see, okay, penalize. Oh, and then there's also a fine over here. It says light, okay, well made, supreme, fashionable. So you see, with just one word, you may find different meanings under just one word. And I'd like you to find the best word that resembles the meaning of this word from reading the 39 steps. So, in order for you to do this, you have to read, and then after you read, you need to highlight these keywords. And then after you highlight these keywords, you will need to look them up on the thesaurus, and then find the best resemblance in words, and then write it down next to here. So for example, this word, fine. I think the best word that resembles this word would be something like, good, okay, or well made, like the word that I found, okay, well made. So fine is similar to the word well made. So this is how you do it, okay? And certain usually means that you are sure about something. And then, of course, you go on and find the synonym for other words. Is it clear? Everybody know what to do? All right, let's do it. Now, the next activity we are about to do for today's class is I'd like you guys to go to Moodle and download a material. It's a handout. Handout is 讲义. And it is called Balloon Boy Story, a Hoax. Okay? Balloon Boy Story, a Hoax. So if you can, I'd like you to go ahead and download that. Now if you want to, you can also print it out or scan it. If you think you need to have the hard copy in order to follow it. Now, let's say you've already downloaded it. So let's take a look at the lesson together. If you take a look at the first page of this reading material, you will see a picture. Now, in the picture, what do you see? Ah, you're right. Yes, you see a big balloon, right? And a little boy looking out on his binoculars. These we call binoculars. Now, a lot of times, a lot of students get confused with the word binocular and telescope. The basic difference is a binocular is usually shorter, and you look at with both eyes through two different holes. And a telescope is usually the long and more expensive ones, and you would look into it in order to see the stars in the sky. Okay, that's a telescope. So today we are going to take a look at this little cartoon picture. I believe you can see on the handout already. So this guy is using a telescope. Actually, not a binocular, a telescope. And he's looking down from the balloon in the sky. So obviously he is the balloon boy. So now let's take a look at the reading. So if you have your little smart finger with you, okay, let's follow through the reading with me. Millions of television viewers watched in horror as a handmade helium balloon supposedly carrying a 6-year-old boy fell from the skies in Colorado last week. The silver mushroom-shaped balloon had traveled 80 kilometers across 2 countries. 2 helicopters and a number of TV camera crews were tracking it after the family called 911 to report the accident. So let's take a look at the keywords. Do you have your highlighter or pencil with you? Alright, let's highlight. The first keyword I'd like you guys to highlight is the word television viewer. Now, usually when we learn the word 观众, you learn the word audience. But for television, we don't say TV audience. You always say TV television viewers, like 观赏者, viewers. The second key phrase we're going to highlight is in horror. In horror just basically means you're really, really frightened and scared. Okay, we say in horror. Next one is supposedly. Supposedly means originally it was carrying a 6-year-old. And the little boy fell from the sky, which is pretty bad, right? Okay. The silver mushroom-shaped balloon traveled 8 kilometers across 2 countries. Okay, and helicopters, we can highlight that word too, in case you don't know what it is. Helicopter is what we call 直升机. And a number of camera crews. A crew is a team, so camera crews are cameramans. They were tracking, following the family because they reported an accident on 911.